Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of our entitled parents. In today's episode, my entitled aunt hit my mom, so I did something any son would do. EP wants me to make him a sandwich. The fallout. Entitled parent wants me to make him a sandwich. Entitled mom thinks it's okay to let her current husband drive her son's car bought by his dad while the son rides the bus. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. My entitled aunt hit my mom, so I did something any son would do. Hello guys, I'm new here but I've already listened to some of the story here, so I think I should also share my story which was happened to my family a long time ago. Backstory: back in 2014, my mom helped my entitled aunt and her entitled's family move and live in our land. My mom is a sweet woman who always trusts in the good inside every human being, and at that time my entitled aunt don't have any place low live in. Their previous landlord had kicked them out, IDK the reason, but maybe because they are so entitled. My family has big land and can build at least 3 houses inside, so my mom figure we should let them live in our land until they save up enough to buy one themselves. Oh my. That was a big mistake. So fast forward to 2016, I was obsessed with art, so I bought a lot of art stuffs like colors, brushes etc. One day, I got home from school to find out all of my art stuffs are broken, missing and lying all over the place, and what more, the EA kids was trying to ruin my latest piece of work which I spend days drawing. I'm a quiet type of person, but seeing my precious works and expensive art tools being ruined angered me. I also was short-tempered, so I shout at them so loud that my mom and my EA can even hear it from the kitchen. They quickly ran up and before I can say anything my EC jumped while crying and said that I yelled at them for no reason. My EA yelled back at me for shouting at her precious kid, but my mom quickly realized what happened, cause believe me, even the dumped human can see what they had done to my room. My mom asked my EA how can the kid get my art tools and work down there since I leave the in a very high spot in my room that even the adult have to use a chair to get them. My EA said that she think those are toys and she needs something for the kid to stay still while she was making lunch. Her kitchen is broken so she has to come to our house to cook. My mom is a calm person and don't want to make thing get too big, so she demand my EA to buy me back my art tools. You guys know what she said? OFC, it would be something entitled. She said, "Oh geez, it just some stupid junk, you call this a drawing? My son can draw better than this. I don't need to waste my money on these stupid garbage." At this point I'm really angry and ready to beat some sense to both her and her kid, but my mom stopped me and tell them to leave. They have to eat outside for about a month before their kitchen was fixed. She had never bought back any of my art tools, but that was not the end of the story yet. Fast forward again to 2018, their entitled family was still lived in our land, and now they had shown their true intention, they want our land. I was in college at this point of time, just got home from my part-time job, waiting for some hot and delicious food, but before I could even enter the house, I heard voices come from the back of our house. It was the EA voice. "We will not move out of this house. It's our house, our land. This big land is not even yours to begin with, it's from father-in-law. Yeah, our land used to belong to my grandfather, but my parents bought it from him with a large amount of money." My mom said, "I'm very sorry, but you will have to leave. My husband just lost his job, and we need to sell our land to get some money to live until he get a new job." I was a college student, and with only my part-time job salary alone couldn't pay all the family bills, and yes, my dad just lost his job for a month at that point. My EA said, "I don't care, it's your family problem, not mine. This is our home, and I'm not going anywhere." Then she slammed her door and left my mom on the verge of crying outside. I took my mom back to our house and told her that Dad'll really had my nice uncle, who is a lawyer, take care of the problem. Me and my dad has already talked about the situation and informed my NU a week before that happened. My NU gladly accept to help and would come soon. 3 days later my NU, my dad and my mom came to the back of my house to talk to my EA family for the last time. I came with them to OFC since I had a day off, and because my dad had a feeling something bad might happen, and my dad was right. After a long arguing times about this land was not our and the house was there, my EAC that they couldn't talk over this since they have no right to begin with, they started to use violence. My entitled uncle, the EA husband, went and took out a long iron stick and used it to hit my NU and my dad, forcing them to run. While we were trying to stop my EU, I heard a loud slap noise. I look and saw the freaking shit of a demon slap my mom. And you know what? Something in my head just popped. I rushed there and punched the freak out of my EA. My EU trying to rush in and hit me with his stick, but I stopped it and kicked him in the balls, pin him down and continue to hit him with all the force that I think I have in my life, to the point that I think if my dad and NU won't stop me, he would be dead by then. My EA just look at me with fear or anger. IDK, I was too angry to notice anything anyway. After that my EU got hospitalized cause I broke his nose and a lot of teeth, and the police took me for a few hours. Turn out every neighbor hated them since they were trying to steal a lot of stuff, and the police also hated them for bringing them troubles. Beside, I know some of the police too, since my best friend is the son of one. They took my story, joke about if they mother being hit like that they would do the same, and then I got back home, noon stood up for them, no evidence so they couldn't sue me. Soon after that, they were forced to leave. We sold our land for a good amount of money. Now I lived in a nicer house with 4 floors and good view. I also have a tablet to continue drawing. Now I'm a digital artist. Everything seemed good for our family. And about my EA family, I haven't got any news of them since then. We cut our contact with them anyway, but I think they are still somewhere in our country trying to trick someone else. EP wants me to make him a sandwich. The fallout. So today when I went out to my front gate to get the mail, I received a letter with no postage on it addressed to the chink bitch. My first thoughts were, oh boy, this is going to be a fun one. I had no idea who it was from, and to be honest, the town I live in is a bit odd. The northern part of the town is really high-class doctors, lawyers, who commute to Toronto or Niagara Falls. But the western half, closer to the highway to put it lightly, is a bit inbred hillbilly. Marry your daughter niece to your brother's pet dog. Super racists. I live in the northern part of town, and the two sections are separated by at least 10 km of country road. I have had my fair share of run-ins with several of the more outspoken racists of the town, so I had no idea who it could have been from. So I of course read the letter, and it was basically a racist tirade about me being this horrible Asian blabla, that he will no longer permit his daughter Ashley to be friends with K, that I have no business shaming a man like that, you know, the basic craps of an A*** hole. Well, luckily Ashley lives full-time with her mother and sees him like 2 days a month, and I am writing this with Ashley's mother's okay, actually I am writing this as her, and I sit on my back deck drinking some spiked iced tea, and Ashley and Kay are in the basement. I also found out that Ashley's father took a bite of the sandwich, did a big chew, then a second bite before the heat hit him. Apparently, he was sitting all proud of himself at his kitchen table when he unwrapped his sandwich. His face went red, he cried, and because of the aftermath he spent the next day in the bathroom shitting out hot lava. He missed work. I just want to say Ashley's mother is such a wonderful, decent woman. I can see a long friendship with her. Also, from what learned from A's mom, her father believes in classical values. Women serve men, that the man's word is law in all situations with all women. He also used to beat the craps out of her, so she was happy. A little tiny Asian lady gave him a dish served nuclear. Entitled parent wants me to make him a sandwich. So, since I adopted my kid, she's been having lots and lots of friends come around, and of course that means I am getting to meet the parents. So far I have met 5 of K's friends' parents, most of which have been lovely people, and one I absolutely hate. There was another set of parents that we got off on the wrong foot, accidental racisms from them, and I recently had, we will say, pleasure of meeting K's friend Ashley's father. Her parents are. Well, yeah, let's get on with bunny story time. Kay had her friend Ashley over for the night, and it makes me happy. Kay has really opened up in the last few months, and is growing into the confident, friendly, bubbly, joyful person. Well, the day after, I didn't know it was Ashley's Father's Day with her, so he came to my house to pick her up. The girls weren't ready to leave yet, they still had to pick his clothing up and pack, so instead of making the father wait out in his car, I told them that they will still be a few minutes, and he's welcome to come inside and wait. I went ahead and tried to make the usual small talk, but was instantly getting the creeper vibes off this guy, mostly because the line of questioning and phrasing he was giving and using. It was a lot of, do you live here alone all by yourself? This is a terribly big place for such a small little girl. referring to me as a little girl or oh, I should come to visit you sometime, your place can use a man's touch. He basically treated my house as if it was his and just creeped on me big time. Well, this guy decided to literally tell me that oh, go make me a sandwich for the road. He didn't say hey, I haven't had anything to eat yet, was not polite at all. The whole s demanded food from a stranger he just met while waiting for his kid. I thought he was making a bad joke. I said my English is not that good, are you making a joke? And he flat out said no, I am hungry, go grab me a sandwich doll. At this point I am pissed off. This literally is the most misogynistic man I have ever met in my life, and I was pissed off. Did I say I was pissed off? Because I was pissed off like pissed. So I did it. I put on my friendly submissive Asian lady smile, and said okay sir. And I went to the kitchen, got out some really good roast beef, it was from dinner a few days ago, and really nice French bread, and made him a nice sandwich. I did add a healthy amount of ground Szechuan peppercorns, a nice glob of ghost pepper extract sauce. I use it for making super spicy chili, white pepper, and a fine spread of minced Scotch bonnet peppers. Packed it in a baggie, and lucky the girls were ready to go as I packed the sandwich. I handed it to him with a big smile, and have a nice day sir, as he walked out the door. I did immediately tell Kay to text her friend to not eat the sandwich, and told her what was happening. Later that day Ashley called Kay to say, what did you do to my dad? She was cry laughing on the call. Entitled mom thinks it's okay to let her current husband drive her son's car bought by his dad while the son rides the bus. Disclaimer, not my story. Saw this on social media about an entitled mom and her husband and just had to share here. My ex-husband called my phone fussing at me. He recently bought our son a brand new Benz for his birthday and as a graduation present. My current husband had to get to work, so I told him to take my son's car because I had a couple of things to take care of and needed the Antifa today. He ended up dropping my son off at practice and told him to call me when he was done with practice so I can go pick him up. I overslept and missed my son's call to come and pick him up. My son called his dad, but his dad was out of town, so he ended up taking the city bus. This man called me fussing saying, I bought a car for my son, not some grown-ass man. I didn't like my son taking the bus. This is why I got him a car, am paying the insurance on it and making the car payments. I hung up on him. Am I wrong for letting my current husband use my son's car? If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.